Evolution of humans and society, the prehistoric period. Today, we live in the age of information technology. The mobile phones have literally put the world on our fingertips. The all-encompassing knowledge that we possess now, which has helped in the development of the powerful technology, did not emerge all of a sudden. The foundation of a modern life was facilitated by the development of the process of cognition among the human ancestors in the prehistoric age. So that's it. Today we are going to learn about the prehistoric period and the people who lived during such time. Since they were the pioneers of the creative knowledge, the artifacts and language that they developed tells us how intelligent they are. Come, let's go. The history of human is closely related to the history of the earth. The earth contains geological, archaeological and biological records of historical times in its upper layers. So now, in order to understand our human past, it is very important to learn about two terms here, archaeology and paleoanthropology. Now, what is archaeology? Archaeology is a study of human past through the analysis and interpretation of materials that remains. Paleoanthropology is the study of human ancestors and their evolution by the study of fossils that remains. So now paleoanthropologists and archaeologists are the two people who excavate the soil and rock layers of the earth and extract the evidences about the humans, the fossils, bones of the humans as well as the materials still left over of the humans. All these are gathered. They attempt to understand or make us understand the evolution of human history and their developments in a chronological order. Now tell me children, what is fossils? The dead animal and plant or the human bones which gets converted into a stone over a period of time because of chemical and physical process. The animal and human bones are preserved due to mineralization. The study of fossils is called as paleontology. It is believed the earth was formed approximately 4.5 billion years ago. Now tell me children, what is 1 billion? 1 billion is equal to 100 crores. So imagine the earth was formed approximately before 4.5 billion years ago. Gradually, conditions emerged for the growth of organisms. Slowly, plants and animals begin to exist, thereby laying foundation for the evolution of humans. Now, this long span of time is divided into four parts as eras, periods and epochs by the geologist. Now come, let us see one by one. First comes the Precambrian or Proterozoic era, which starts from 4,600 million years ago as gases from the earth is formed. This period is also called as an age of soft-bodied life or single-celled life because so many primitive multicellular prokaryotic, eukaryotic algae, bacteria all developed during this period. Next comes a Paleozoic era or the ancient life. This period is also called as an age of marine organisms where the fish, reptiles, begins to evolve during this period. This period starts from 542 million years ago and a dramatic increase happened in abundance, complexity and diversity of the life. Third comes a Mesozoic era or the middle life. The age is also known as the age of dinosaurs. And due to some unknown reason, seven out of 8 species were wiped out and the reason were unknown. It is believed that Mesozoic era begins from 251 million years ago. And finally, we come to the fourth period or our recent life on which we are living. It's called the age of mammals. We start by the past 65 million years ago. Oh, and this is a period where our human ancestors who were called believed to develop from this period, and the great apes are begun to evolve in this period. And it is very important to know about Australopithecines, were the apes from which the modern humans were evolved. Now they are extinct, but they are considered to be the close relative of the humans. Humans are the only species on Earth concerned with understanding as well as explaining the world and the universe. In the course of evolution, humans become conscious and knowledgeable. They turned curious and began to think and ask questions about nature, organisms, and the world around them. At first, they considered nature as God. They worshipped sun, moon, and various natural forces about which they developed their own understanding, some of which is not scientific. The lack of scientific knowledge on the creation of the world is reflected in the ancient writings and religious literature. Still, the beginning of history writing can be traced to the ancient Greeks. Herodotus is considered the father of history because the history he wrote was humanistic and rationalistic. Along with the discovery of human and animal fossils, stones, tools, and artifacts of early civilization, their writing also helps us to have a better understanding of the past. Herbert Spencer's biological evolution and Charles Darwin's theory on concepts of natural selection and survival of the fittest contributed to the scientific understanding of the humans. Charles Darwin published the book on the origin of species in 1859 and the descent of man in 1871. His concept is so good that his theory is so good on natural selection, the process by which the organisms that are better adapted to the environment would survive and produce more offspring. And is another concept, the survival of the fittest is exactly best suited to our present condition, which says survival of the fit will leave more copies of itself on successive generations. Prehistory is a period which starts from the appearance of the first human being to the invention of writing, a time in which there was no writing system, no recorded history. Each culture has its own prehistoric time periods. The only way we come to know about them is with their remainings, with their fossils, with their stones, tools, the artifacts, and the arts that was left behind. It is believed it started 3 million years ago and lasted to the 3000 BC before Christ. Human evolution and migration. In order to know about our past, it is very important to answer two questions: who we are and what is the name of our species. Yes, the ancestors to humans were called hominins and their origins have been traced in Africa. The hominins emerged around 7 to 5 million years ago, and Australopithecus were one of the early species of this tribe found in Africa. Now, Australopithecus were the apes from which the modern humans evolved. Now they are extinct, but they are considered to be the close relatives of the humans. Now, tell me, children, what is apes? The chimpanzees, gorillas, and orangutans, along with the humans, are collectively called as great apes. Among them, the chimpanzee is genetically closest to the humans. Yes, the DNA of chimpanzee is 98% identical to that of a human being. Human ancestors are divided into various species according to their physical features. They were hominin and hominins. Hominid refers to all the species of the modern and extinct great apes, which also includes human. Hominins refers to close relative of human ancestors including Homo sapiens, the modern humans, and the extinct members of the species Homo neanderthalensis, Homo erectus, Homo habilis, and various species of Australopithecus. Humans are the only living species of this tribe. They stand erect, walk with two legs, and have large blades. They can use tools, and a few of them can communicate. It excludes gorilla. To know more about Homo habilis, they were also called as handy humans and was known as the earliest human ancestors to make tools in Africa. Slowly emerged the Homo erectus. These species made hand axes between 2 million years ago. They began to spread into various parts of Asia and Africa in time. Automatically, modern humans called Homo sapiens or the wise men first appeared around 3 lakh years ago in Africa. It is believed that these modern humans eventually migrated and dispersed into various parts of the world from around 60,000 years ago. Thank you, children.